thing. They now give me they tell me actually that I'm muted. Usually that has been the issue all the time. Anyway, hello everybody. Let's just wait until everybody comes in. Welcome to the cohort number. I always have to look at my fingers. 5, I guess. And I'm very excited. How's it going, everybody? We'll have some amazing weeks ahead. By the way, let me just tell you, I'll just wait a little bit because there's still people coming in. Basically today we have our kickoff session. It's a lot of fun and giggles. No, but we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the things that are generally gonna happen here in the cohort. I'll show you some things again in terms of where to get access, how to get access, how to get help, how to get, as much value as possible. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about the algorithm. And one thing I already forgot to mention or to ask you, actually, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Because otherwise, I would have just left. And the other thing for people who were here before from the cohort, from the other cohorts, or from the one-on-one, you guys might know. I didn't see it right now because everybody was here. This is our sign that it works. Don't ask me how that happened, but so yeah, audio works. Cool. Anyway, first of all, let me just get into the first type of thing. So first of all, because I already heard some of you guys speak here, it's an open discussion. Any of the sessions are open discussions. It's not like like with some other sort of one-sided things, one-sided presentations. We'll always have a discussion. So whenever you have anything to ask or to say, just raise your hand. If there's anything particular if we have like a conversation going on with somebody and you have something to add, obviously you don't have to raise your hand and wait until I pick you 30 minutes later, because then we both forgot what's going on. The other thing is, obviously, after the cohort is done, you'll still be here, hopefully, because you guys have access to my mastermind calls and I guess to other cohorts as well, which means awesome. A whole life of becoming an amazing creator has just begun. Because you'll see, that's the way it is from now on. It will start right now. It starts. Maybe it started before. It might feel a little overwhelming at times, which is totally normal, especially at the beginning. It might feel for some people like this is so much, but actually you'll see, if you take us up on basically our offer, if you bug us and, if you ask as many questions as possible, and if you implement everything we tell you to do, you'll see it will get easier a lot faster and, or pretty fast. Cool. Now, the first thing I wanted to say is we have totally something new for the cohort. We have a WhatsApp group discussion. I haven't let in anybody yet just because I wanted to see how's that going. It's basically a little bit of a test, to be honest. I mean, we have WhatsApp groups with the one-on-one clients, so obviously we know how WhatsApp group works. But as a group, as a whole, we figured it's probably best to have it on WhatsApp. So everybody who doesn't have an invitation for that, let's just put it that way. Oh, no, that is wrong. I just sent you the Zoom link in here for this session. Funny, very interesting. But I will just in the chat right here. Can I pin that? I can't. But in the chat right there, there's a WhatsApp link. Just go there, request to join. I'll be in there as well. And yes, also people who are here from previous cohorts, feel free to join as well. Always good to have like-minded people in there. Or from the one-on-one, obviously we're not gonna leave you out. So just request to join. I will check who it is, and then I will let you in. Right after the session is over, I will let you guys in. Cool. Now, what else did I want to say? First, another thing, just as like an administrative thing here, everything surrounding this cohort, this whole program, is here either on Zoom or starting from Circle, IG Insider's platform. Forget school for now. School is just a whole pile of mess, at least for me, for our brand right now, because we're trying to do things differently. You guys will have access when we relaunch this whole thing. And we're still in the process of figuring out which platform is actually better in terms of a program like this. Always, obviously, the value that you guys get is the most important thing. And for now, we figure it's still IG Insiders. It's still as best as possible. So forget school for now. Everything is on IG Insiders. And generally speaking, I mean, I always already said that before. Feel free and please participate as much as you want, as you can. All the sessions will be obviously recorded. We're in the WhatsApp group as well, but there's not too much asking or anything like that. So, the whole team, me as well, obviously, we're here for everybody. And yes, basically. Now, if you guys, some of you guys didn't have the onboarding call yet, which will be hopefully scheduled from you within the next week or something like that. So most of you, I think, know around how it works, the whole platform and stuff. But basically, for the cohort, we have the sections there. Actually, let me just share the screen. It's probably easier. And just one second. Maybe it's this one. Maybe I'll share something totally different. So basically, this is how it is. This is how it looks. Something is new. Cool. But here's the sections. Starting here, this is week 1. Well, there's some student information, but this is week 1. We're talking in this week, we're talking all about the algorithm. We're talking all about production quality. And, but basically go through these things at your own pace, obviously, but it would be very beneficial for everybody if you would not skip ahead. Let's put it that way. I know sometimes we want to skip ahead, and you can, obviously. But if you really, with all of the attention that you have, follow through with where we are right now, it's most likely going to be as best as possible for you in terms of the value you can get out and, participate with all the sessions. Now, the sessions for the whole cohort, so any session will be inside there, the recordings. Yeah. The other thing is, obviously, there will be some tasks for you to help you get there to the minimum baseline, basically, of how to become an awesome creator. And the tasks in there, you'll see month 1 or week 1. There are some things at all times. Just reply in there. We're going to take a look at them. We're also going to, talk about them during the sessions. And we'll also obviously have some implementation sessions, workshop calls, for example, where Dex, who I don't think he's here today, but he'll be there to really take you by the hands and implement all these things into your own strategy. Cool. Now, the one thing I have to say, or actually 2 more things I have to say. I know sometimes it might feel a lot, some of these homework assignments, basically. And sometimes let's say at some point I say, send me 5 let's say I want 5 screenshots, just an example here. And you're like, oh, I'm so swamped. I don't know. I've been thinking so much. I can only send you 3 screenshots, so I will rather not even send you any screenshots at all. Nope. Just whatever you can do, submit whatever you can do, show it to us, because anything's better than nothing. Because at some point might get overwhelmed later if you start to slack off in the beginning. And obviously, I want you guys to have results within the next 8 weeks, which is not unheard of. We've had some crazy stories with other people who were here before you, right in the same seat, which just makes me excited. It's always the most exciting thing for me to see what will happen with you guys. Now, yes, also, I know the whole content creation game and the whole content creation world, things are happening very fast in terms of the algorithms, in terms of what works, in terms of even platforms, in terms of everything. And a lot of the times, like the number one issue that I see with creators and with clients of ours here that have, or let's put it that way, clients that have the best results in a fast way are the ones who don't really overthink. I would say that's the number one thing. People overthinking and just trying to break down some simple things into very complicated matters. Um, so everything you hear throughout the next 8 weeks here is obviously, you know, the most important things, or let's just put it that way. Everything you hear throughout the next 8 weeks is everything you need to know in order to get a million more even followers, real awesome community followers. Not more, maybe even less. That's the thing, actually. So don't overthink. Don't think of other things. But this one creator guru said X, this other creator guru said Y, and we need to create the hook with XYZ. We'll talk about these things, but you know, um, everything you hear here, that's the thing you need to know and not more. And we'll obviously we'll walk you through over these things, walk you through all of these things. Cool. Now, yes, let me actually, and soon we're going to start the actual discussion. Let me actually walk you through some of the things I wanted to talk to you about. Usually, my sessions will talk about some more detailed things. I'll answer, obviously, all of your complicated questions. I'll take a look at your account strategies and some other stuff. And I'll especially show you some of the issues that I see usually, or I have seen so far working with different creators from different niches, from different worlds. That would be fun. But from different areas of the world. Maybe one day we'll be from Mars. I will be streaming from there, I guess. By the way, I signed up for Mars One 10 years ago. But I think it was a scam anyway. I don't know if you guys heard that. Like 10 years or 15 years ago, you could actually sign up to go on a one-way trip to Mars. But they didn't take me. So it's kind of sad. But then again, who knows? Also, I was seriously considering going on a trip on a submarine to the Titanic. I kid you not. But this ocean thing was too expensive. I would have done it though, around the same time. Anyway, let's talk about some actual stuff. Um, yeah, cool. So WhatsApp group, we'll talk about this a little later. But there's usually, and today we're going to talk about most important things about the algorithm, because this is the thing that usually changes within the cohort. So we're going to talk about the algorithm a lot more. But I want to just go over some of the differences for you that I have just recently seen and that I want you to do. We're going to take a look at your accounts too, if you want me to take a look at them to see, well, is the algorithm standing okay? Do I have any issues? Should I start a new account? Should I not start a new account? Because so many people come to me, because I have to tell you, it's kind of my own issue. I kind of made the problem myself with creating some videos where I broke down, well, you better start a new account at some points. That was like a year or two ago, where I would say we recommended more like 40 to 50% of creators to start with a fresh account. Right now, let's just see what I wrote there. Hopefully not exactly the opposite. No, but right now, we usually recommend to start a fresh account for 2 to 5% of people, not more. The algorithm has gotten a lot better in understanding audiences and kind of figuring out what to do. We've here on the program, we've had lots of clients before over the past, I would say 6 months or something. Something just happened. Use their old account that's like 10 years ago, 10 years old or older, to still blow up. So usually the algorithm figures it out. In 2 to 5% of cases, maybe even less, I say, well, we're gonna need to take a look what to do. And we'll talk about this in a second. Usually it's still possible to get you out of this. And one thing that I have seen is Instagram really, really hates it if you have like multiple accounts running at the same time, especially if you've just created the bulk of them within the last 6 months or a year. And I think there's some glitches to be honest, within the Instagram algorithm. Before there was a glitch with accounts getting too old. Now it seems like there's a glitch with accounts getting too new. Don't ask me exactly how. It has a little bit to do with the meta verified thing. So if you've ever had a meta verified, and then you start a new account, it takes a while for the algorithm to kind of, forget that this verified account is secure in the sense of impersonation control and stuff like this. But let's not even get into that. Now, still, most of the times, whether you, I can tell you that in 95% of the cases, maybe even more of you guys, if you tell me, well, my account is broken, the algorithm has gone to waste, it's fixable by following the system that we talk about there. Hillary says, oh no, it's me. I have 4 accounts. Interesting already. So now it's starting already interesting. I love it. We'll talk about this in a second. And I'll take a look at your accounts if you want. Now, usually in those 2 to 5% of the cases, I recommend to start a new account if you have a lot of fake followers. Not anymore so much. We're going to see because there's the whole spam followers. And this is the most important thing, or more so an issue, if you've participated in any engagement group, which basically means, and by the way, here's the thing, if I talk about something and you have no idea what that means, just either in the chat or just scream. So engagement groups, basically, do you guys know what that is? Most likely, yeah. Yes. Who doesn't? Let's put it that way. Because sometimes people might not even know that they are in an engagement group because they're like, it's real engagement. We're in a group of people and we follow each other and then we just like and comment each other's posts, stuff like this. So basically, you're in a group and somebody posts a picture, a reel or whatever. They post it in the group, and everybody who's in the group needs to go to that link, like and engage with the post, and do the same thing with each other as soon as somebody posts. Used to work very well. Like when I started out with this whole thing in 2016, that was the way to grow. There were the things like power likes as well, and just some crazy things like some growth hacks. These days are over. Now, just stay away from that. And not necessarily just because the algorithm wants to punish you. Back in the days, I did lots of tests. I've had like a server farm in Vienna in my office. I think I showed it to some of the people here once a year ago or something like that. We literally had like 100 or 300 phones on the wall plastered with test accounts. And they actually, back in the days, they tried to mess with you if they thought you were running either a bot or some sort of engagement group. Now it's not so much that anymore, in my opinion. It's more so that the algorithm gets confused. Because back then it wasn't really that important for the algorithm to kind of predict what's your target audience. They just looked, okay, this post gets a lot of likes. Cool. Must be good. Let's just push it to as many people as possible. Doesn't work like that anymore. Now the content is at the center of it. And that's one thing that I want you guys to really, really understand, because recently I've seen some people here kind of go into that direction. I want to, as soon as possible, get that out of your heads. Some people said, or some people say, well, I'm just starting out. I have like 300 followers. I have 1,000 followers. I want to get to 10,000 followers, or I want to get to 3,000 followers. The funny thing is, this number is different for everybody. Some say, once I get 1,000 followers, then I will only start to put in all the effort and put in 100% effort in creating content. Only then. But that's exactly the way to not hit your follower goal or your actual content goal. What you want to do is really go in. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. Let's just forget the follower number for now and just think of 2 things, and we'll go through all of these. But first of all, the content, well, actually, no. First of all, your target audience. And over the next few weeks, we'll really dive deep into understanding who your target audience actually is. And then we'll just need to find content that is connecting exactly with this target audience. That's all we need. And if this content is really your best 10 out of 10 that you can do, I'm okay too if it's a 9 out of 10 in terms of your own ability. But if you do that, perfect. That's the only thing you need to know. Um, that Will Williamson says, how big does a group have to be considered an engagement group? Well, that's a good question. Oh, I see another thing. Liliana, hey, I'm late. Nice to meet you. Hello. Don't worry. We've not been here for too long. Yeah, engagement group needs to be, that's the thing. There's no real number. It depends how it's structured. So if it's just a few people, Katerina says, what if the group is under 20 people? All creators who are real and no bots, will Instagram still consider that bad? Maybe yes, maybe no. That's the thing. I can't really give you an answer. Let me try to explain that. Um, so the thing is, if you, let's say, of course, they're all real creators, but there's target audience A, if you guys see that, I don't know. If they're all in this target audience and they all really engage with a lot of other organic posts, and then also with your post, it could be okay, but still, I would not. I mean, if you follow each other back and forth, yeah, then yeah. And if they also follow similar other creators, all in target audience A with the same target audience, that's the important thing. Because here's what's up. If they don't follow you, and if you don't follow them back, and if doesn't matter, even if they're still in the same niche, the way the algorithm works is it predicts what somebody wants to see, and then you'll see that in your feed, either in your home feed or in your Reels feed. Now, they will know if people don't come from any of these. So if you just send a link and they come to your video, the Instagram algorithm will just say, well, either I don't know, either they think you're a spammer if that happens, like cross posting, and they see, oh, there's just direct links and just people just directly coming all from a Telegram group or from a WhatsApp group. WhatsApp, by the way, Meta owns WhatsApp as well, so they have more insights into that. Also from Instagram DM groups. So either they flag you as a spammer,